Hello there! Today I would like to talk about destructive workflows in music. This is not music, by the way, this is art. Don't question me. So in the first couple of years of my magical music making journey, I used very common and normal workflows for my music. You know, the workflows most people use and abuse to make their acoustic brain farts. Ever since I learned about these so-called destructive workflows, not only did my fundamental approach to music production change a lot, but I think my musical style also transformed into something completely wonky and crazy altogether. And to explain what all of this is really about, I'll tell you about some of the basics first. This is what a boring, lifeless, mundane, stale, tedious, humdrum workflow looks like. You have an instrument or some other kind of audio source, the sound goes through some effects and right to the listener. This type of workflow is called non-destructive because you can always, at any given time, just go back and change anything in this pipeline of noises. But when we freeze, or in other words render these tracks, sounds and instruments, we make it impossible to change things like individual notes, effect parameters and so on. And in a way, yeah, we kind of figuratively close many doors that would have allowed us to tweak and assemble our music in very precise and fine ways, but at the same time we're granted extremely cool techniques and wonky ways to make experimental garbage, and you know how much I love experimental garbage. So when people now say, hey, this is limiting my freedom of musical expression, I say, nah, it's just a different kind of freedom, you know? It's completely up to you if you choose to use this workflow or that workflow. It's just your decision. And I personally prefer all these different and cool processing techniques, such as micro-edits. That's a fancy way to say I dropped my music into a shredder. Reversing of sounds. This is what happens when time goes wonky. Slapping even more effects onto it. This is what happens when you run out of space in your Fruity Loops effects rack and need just that tiny last bit of extra crispiness.
Crispy, crispy, crispy. Super crispy, so fucking crispy!
And many other very cool things. For the past year I've been working more and more with destructive workflows, and I think that my music actually changed a lot because of it. Like, a lot. This much change. Can you imagine it? I'm actually releasing a new album full of weird experimental music on the 19th of June, and every single track on there was either completely created by or at least heavily modified by the godlike gift that is the art of destructive workflows. Destructive workflows. Destructive workflows. Or depending on when I upload this video, I might have already released the album. Yeah, it's actually right here. Most of the tracks on the album are rich in textures. They are full of motion and these crispy sounds, and I think that wouldn't be possible if it weren't for, I'm going to say it again, I'm sorry, destructive workflows. Destructive workflows. Please keep in mind that you don't have to stick to just one working style, and you can use multiple at once. I, for example, use both non-destructive and destructive workflows in my music, but over the time I kind of shifted more to the destructive side of things. But that's like personal preference, and have fun making music. Now that I've praised this magical workflow so much in this video, maybe you'll try it out too. And maybe you will try it out with someone else, because destructive workflows make collaboration with other people so much easier. If you just render all your instruments and sounds into audio files instead of project files and settings and all that, you can just work with other people by sending them the audio files, and there are no problems with matching versions or plugins that one person has that the other person doesn't own, or all of that garbage. It's just audio files and music making. And at that point my batteries died, so welcome to the end card. I'd like to thank you for watching this video this far, and I'd especially love to thank all my patrons: ThatsMyJam, ScotcherDev, Fen Carter, Tobbun, Keycattie, Chantmagick, Diaz, Sora, ForenzaAudio, WinDEU, Christy Kamori, Blythe Nourie, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, Capnbubs, and Jonas M for your extremely generous support, and I'll see you next time when I make music with broken walls and the means of production. Bye!